Choose a stock and make it like family. I want you to pick 2 stocks. I want you to learn everything about those stocks and those stocks movement. This lesson is a no-brainer. This lesson is going to make you money. This lesson is going to make you a lot of money. Quick example, for those of you who do not know me, I began trading again in 2020, and the first stock I made my family was Wynn Casino, WYNN. Now, just like my daughters, when they do something special, I remember my first trades with Wynn. I was in at $47, I was out at $59, 30%. I was in at $54, out at $67, 35%. The magic number that year was 83. All right, I traded that stock 83 times. I was in, I was out. Now that year, I only bought stock. I only bought, sold stock, no options at that time, and I returned a whopping 2,500%. Now understand this, if I were trading options back then, it wouldn't be 2,500%, it would be more like 25,000%. So when I tell you this is probably one of the most important lessons, pay specific attention. Now I'm gonna ask you, let's take a moment, take a deep breath. We're gonna start with a quick exercise just to make sure we are all on the same page when we're talking about characteristics. I want you to close your eyes first. Close your eyes with me. I want you to think of 1 or 2 people, your most favorite people in the world besides for yourself. For me, it's easy. I'm choosing my 2 daughters. First, you have my youngest. She's 5 years old. She's rambunctious. She loves to be the center of attention. She's got these sparkling blue eyes that are turning to a lighter shade of green, and she's got blonde hair. Now she does have a little scar under her chin, but that's another story. She's got a beauty mark between her 2 eyes, and she's my world. My oldest, also my world. She's 8 years old. She is so smart, but so emotional, but I understand that. She underestimates her abilities. She's got the lightest blue eyes, and she too has 3 red birthmarks that get lighter and lighter each year. Now I could go on and on and on, and I'd probably shed a few tears, but I really wanted to make sure that you and I are on the same page. I want you to take this time and I want you to learn everything you can about these 2 stocks that you're picking. I want you to open up the chart. I want you to look at the 1-day chart, and I want you to look at the day ranges, its highs, its lows, how much it tends to move in a single day. I want you to look at the 5-day chart so that you can see the direction of the stock. Is it moving in the right direction? Is it moving in a bearish direction? And then finally, I want you to look at the 1-month chart. Now the 1-month chart, which I've mentioned before, shows you demand, shows you volume. So when I find a new stock, which I do a lot, and I make that new stock my family, first thing I do is I wanna make sure there's demand. I wanna make sure the next time there's inflow that my stock pops. Next, I look to make sure on outflow or selling days that the volume is lighter than that of inflow days. That shows me that the market is more bullish on that stock. So let's call looking at these traits the personalities. So let's look at the physical characteristics of these stocks. And for this example, I'm gonna use the same stock that I made my family a year and a half ago, Wynn Casino, WYNN. Now understand, this stock tends to move in a 5% to 6% day range. Now it doesn't mean that this stock is going up 5% or 6%. Now it doesn't mean this stock is going down 5 or 6%. It simply means that if you look at the lowest point of the stock for that day and the highest point, you'll see a 5 to 6% movement. Now, before I tell you how you're gonna use this information, let's pick a second stock that we choose to call family. Now, my second stock will be, how about Square? Square is a fintech play. It's similar to PayPal. Square tends to move in a $6 to $7 range throughout the day. Now, again, it doesn't mean that Square is going up $7. Matt told me Square is going up $7 in a good market. No, it doesn't mean Square is going down $7 in a bad market. What it means is from the lowest point to the highest point, or from the highest point to the lowest point, you're going to see a $7 movement. Now that we've finished talking about my new family, let's talk about how to use these characteristics to make you money. That's why we're here, to make you money. Now first, let's remember, when I look to trade stocks, I'm looking for the peaks, I'm looking for the valleys, I'm looking for the spikes, and I'm looking for the dips, and most importantly, I plan ahead. So let's stick with Square. Square is currently trading around $258. So we'll take a day like tomorrow. If I'm going to look to profit off Square tomorrow, which looks to be a red day, here's what I'm going to say to myself. I'm going to look at Square when it's down 5 points, and I'm planning ahead that day, knowing that it might go down 6 or 7 points. So I have limited risk on the downside. Whereas if I'm correct about the stock and the stock only finishes off 1% on the day or down $2, it's going to turn around. We're going to understand that I called the bottom, and I will be able to make 40, 45, or even as much as 50% on that single trade. Now, this strategy works both ways. Understand if a stock that you're looking at is spiking, and we understand together that nothing goes straight up and nothing goes straight down. But the stock is spiking and you believe it's at the peak of the day. And you know this because that stock is your family. So what do you do when it's at the peak? First off, you plan ahead, but you're looking to enter into put contracts when you believe the stock is at its strongest. Now, once you understand a stock like family, you can anticipate its movements. You can make predictions. I'll give you an example. You have a best friend and you want your best friend to go to a movie with you, a horror film, and he or she hates horror films. So you know what their answer is going to be. It's going to be NO. It's going to be no, an outright no. But you plan ahead the same way you would with stocks. So you say to your friend, if you watch this horror film with me, I'm going to take you out to your favorite ice cream place after we're done watching. Or if you get scared, I'm going to hold your hands. You just squeeze my hand at any point during the film and I'll hold your hand right back. Or you hate walking your dog every morning. If you watch this film with me, I'm going to walk your dog every morning for the next week. There are certain things that you could do. Now, the same is true for stock. There are other factors that will influence your stock. There could be earnings reports coming out. They could have a new product or a new service that they're introducing to the market. They have good management, or they have bad management, but they're going through a change. And last and not least of all, potential upgrades from those sneaky, manipulative, institutional bastards. Remember, they're here to fool you. I'm here to teach you strategy. I'm here to make sure that you have a game plan. I'm here to teach you proper entry and exit. Now let's remember, when it comes to me and trading options, as soon as I make a purchase, I turn around and I plan to sell it. So I'll give you a quick example. I buy whatever option it is for $200. As soon as my phone beeps at me or my computer beeps at me, I log back on and I say, I want to sell that $200 contract for $300. I want to make 50% profit. Now, I don't trade with emotion, so as soon as I put in my ask, I turn off my phone, I close my computer, and I wait. And then I get the alert, maybe half an hour later, maybe an hour, maybe it's that afternoon, but I secured profit. I made 50%. I'm not trading with emotion, I'm trading with math. So I secured profit. Do you know what I do next? Easy. I do the same exact thing. Once I sell that contract for $300, I say to myself, it was a great steal at $200. I think I'd like to buy another one at $200. So I go into my system and I enter an order to buy one contract for $200 again. Now, if it happens that day, great. I'm going to keep repeating the process. Step, repeat. Your small piles are going to become big piles. Trading isn't about picking a stock. Trading is about using math. Trade like a computer, but being able to process the information yourself with the human touch, rather than an algorithm, which is more like a math equation. Now understand, there are 30 to 50 million retail traders like you, like me, trading our own money in the market. However, 80%, if not more, of the market is big money, it's institutional money, it's hedge fund money, it's money from holding companies. 20% of the value of the market belongs to you and I. So we must outthink them. We must take our money back. Join me. Subscribe to my channel. Push the notifications. Make a comment if you felt this video was helpful.